Roberto Firmino going to Milan? Firmino, 31, is in the midst of an extraordinary resurgence at Anfield. The Brazilian player has not reached double digits in the number of goals scored in the league since the 2018-2019 season. He managed to score 6 goals in just 9 games in the current campaign, 2 of which he did not start in 11. He scored 2 more goals in the Champions League, increasing his overall goal contribution to 8. In typical Firmino fashion, he assisted his teammates with 4 assists. Firmino has been a shining light for much of a campaign that many around him struggled with. However, there is growing speculation that their heroics this season could be the beginning of a swan song. Indeed, Firmino's contract expires next summer. This means he is free to negotiate a pre-contractual deal with overseas clubs on January 1st. According to recent reports, Milan and Juventus are the 2 clubs linked to the signing of the Liverpool fan favourite. Italian sources reported that the 2 giant clubs are considering moves. Serie A has proven fertile ground for aging superstars in the past, and Firmino may follow suit. Will Nunez replace Firmino? Maybe not yet. They sold Sadio Mané to Bayern Munich last summer, 6 months after he replaced long-term substitute Luis Diaz. One school of thought suggested that Darwin Nunez was Firmino's heir, but transfer guru Fabrizio Romano hinted that this might not be the immediate plan. The credible journalist explained that no talks have yet taken place between Firmino and Milan or Juventus. Also, Romano insisted that Firmino was still considered a key player by Liverpool, implying that a contract extension could be in Firmino's future. At the moment, there are no talks between Milan or Juventus and Roberto Firmino, despite reports. Firmino is still seen as a key player in Liverpool and a decision will be made in 2023, said Romano. It was rumoured that Juventus made a £19.5 million bid for Firmino in July. However, Romano gave an update to these claims. The rumours of talks between Juventus and Firmino in July were completely false, he said. So should Liverpool extend Firmino's stay? Liverpool should be wary of the rising average age of their squad. Joel Matip, Virgil van Dijk, Jordan Henderson, Thiago Alcantara and Mohamed Salah are in Klopp's top 11, all over 30. In addition to these, James Milner and Firmino are over 30. Milner is a prime example of how a seasoned star can be used late in his career. Milner remains a firm favourite of Klopp and can always be counted on to fill a gap when needed. Last weekend, he exceeded all expectations while serving at right back against Manchester City. Wednesday night's interception on Thomas Soucek's shot ensured that Liverpool did not draw with West Ham. Liverpool have recently renewed their offensive ranks with the likes of Diaz, Nunez, Diogo Jota and Fabio Carvalho. If they believe Firmino's recent resurgence was no coincidence, there's no reason why the Brazilian shouldn't warrant something like a 2-year extension. The last contract that Salah signed in early 2022 added 2 years to his current deal. Moreover, the new kid Nunez is a diamond in the rough right now. There are few strikers better than Firmino to help improve his game. Therefore, it makes more sense for Firmino to stay in the team. It should not be ignored that a lot of money will be spent to fill his place. However, a better deal could be achieved if achievement bonuses were included in his contract. Good news for Liverpool. After 3 months of injury, Naby Keita was spotted preparing to return to Liverpool practice today. Keita attended today's practice ahead of Saturday's Reds trip to Nottingham Forest, Liverpool said in a statement. The 27-year-old has not played since Liverpool's Community Shield win on the last day of July. Meanwhile, he returned to training but was injured again. It's unlikely that Keita will be on the travel staff on Saturday. But given that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was back on the bench last night after recovering from a similar injury, it would perhaps be a surprise turnout. Finally, Liverpool are slowly starting to become a full roster after almost recovering from their midfielders' injuries. Oxlade-Chamberlain's appearance on the bench last night was welcome, while Curtis Jones got his first competitive minutes of the season. The presence of players like Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago Alcantara, Harvey Elliott and James Milner is one of the best developments that pleases Klopp. Only Arthur Melo remained outside. Unfortunately, past experience tells us that this is likely to take a very long time. But hopefully this time things might finally be different. There has been a lot of chatter for Keita about his future at Liverpool in recent months, and now he has a chance to prove why he deserves a new contract. At this point, it seems unlikely that number 8's stay at Anfield will extend beyond this season. With Guinea not at the World Cup, Keita will have a chance to improve his fitness over the next few months. He still has a long time to show that he deserves the starting point he's been rumoured to want at Liverpool. To do this, he must begin the hard work now. In Keita's absence, Liverpool switched to a two-man midfielder. As a result, it's harder for him to get his turn on the team now. There's still room to nail next to Thiago Alcantara, as Fabinho is out of shape and Jordan Henderson has had some sharp falls. Klopp has always stood by her, describing her as outstanding in April. The rest is up to Naby now. Jurgen Klopp says Liverpool could soon have a new high-speed strike partnership. Jurgen Klopp suggested that soon Darwin Núñez and Mohamed Salah might be partners. The two strikers have yet to play together centrally in Klopp's new looking 4-4-2 lineup. But speaking after beating West Ham United 1-0 last night, the Reds boss said the duo could form a new strike partnership for Liverpool very soon. When asked about Salah's broad role in last night's match, he said, "We all have to defend, and Mohamed Salah has to defend a little differently than what he's done in the past or what he's done at the centre. We have a chance to play with Darwin and Salah in the centre. It would be a high-speed combination, but there's a chance to get there. We're still developing this kind of system, and we have to figure out how it works best for a particular game. Salah can play in that position, and he's always been in the centre. Salah playing Núñez is certainly an attractive prospect for Liverpool, but the second striker role is one for which Roberto Firmino is particularly suited. Bobby played alongside Salah against Manchester City last weekend and has worked quite well against the top side. It was Núñez who shook his head last night and surprisingly asked Salah to stay wider on the right. If both Núñez and Salah decide to play in the middle, we can expect Harvey Elliott to take on the right-wing role. It doesn't look bad in theory, but it does mean Liverpool give Elliott and Fabio Carvalho a heavy duty while Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota are currently injured. Both have the ability to make a wide-ranging impact. Maybe it's hard for two teenagers to play such a defensive role. If Klopp takes that risk and doesn't succeed, we may have to wait for someone from Diaz or Jota to come back to see this high-speed dream.